Hi.
Welcome back to Riffs.
Thank you.
Yes.
Welcome you back to Rips.
Aww.
No.
Aw, it's so kind.
So we have Criana, Pip, and Squee here, but but Burn was unable to make it this week, so he'll be NPC'd. Tom will be NPC'd, not Burn. He's his own PC somewhere else right now. God, what the fuck? Let's just show some art.
Right.
We got a couple pictures from Allie. Go ahead, Squee.
Okay, we have a colored one from Allie, which is what would have happened if we had failed to kill that. No. I'm sorry. I'm thinking wrong completely. This is the Skeletor robot we fought in the theater.
Yes.
They had the massive firestorm and the ice wall.
Yep.
Crazy. I still remember looking like going, okay, Al's gonna see that. And he's not gonna know what to make of this because it's a pretty crazy sight right there. Beautifully captured, if I say so myself. And then we have an older one that Allie drew, which is during Mila/Nora/Mariah's dream.
Yeah, her mushroom trippy dream with little tiny rats surfing on Mila's head, which is adorable.
So cute.
It is. It's awesome.
That's all we've got for this week, but really well done. Thank you again, Allie. And there we go.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, so when we last left off, we were... The group has recently been blackmailed, and they've been giving a lead where to find Natalie Ling. So, how about we start off with you guys discussing, because you talked about it a little bit before the session, how you want to deal with the whole razor situation, we'll call it.
Fire. Lots of fire. No.
All right, so excuse me, I was following my spit. If I understand this correctly, she gave us two options. One, we pay her and she doesn't release the information, or two, we don't pay her and she releases the information.
Bingo.
Honestly, I think she's going to release the information either way, because once a bitch, always a bitch.
Well,
that was actually my concerns exactly.
Yeah, no, listen, I know bitches like her, okay? She's gonna release that information one way or the other. Like, we need a different plan.
True. Obviously, yeah. I mean, like, if we were to get her something, it would have to be something that was conditional, i.e., the second you release this, whatever you had is taken away. My thoughts were to, actually, it was something Piff came up with, and I think we should follow, is let's talk to our two resident techies and see if it's possible to, say, remove the evidence so that it's not a problem for anyone anymore, so that we don't have to worry about it. She's not tempted by it. I mean, it's best for everyone, honestly.
So, wait, does she have multiple copies of this?
It's, as far as we know, it's recorded within her eyeballs.
It's stored in her cybernetics.
Okay, so why don't we see what August and Patrick?
I thought you were going to say, why don't we just pop him out and kill her?
Listen, I was joking. Nothing doesn't always have to be violent. But you know, like you want, like, you know, it's an option.
You're right, Criana. We should kill them.
All right.
Oh man.
All right. So, I suppose we would talk to August and Patrick because they're both far more knowledgeable in this field than we are.
Okay. So, is it okay if I set up a scene then?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, Criana, August has been miraculously cured of all his back problems when Al is like, you know what, we really need to run more tests. He's like, what? What do you mean more tests? And an hour later, he's like, I've made a full recovery.
Perfect.
I know.
Good job, Al. What a healer.
I was about to tell him that his back was atrophying, and the more he leaned on people, the worse it was going to get.
Oh yeah, he kept on leaning on Bear the entire time because
poor Bear.
He needed someone to lean on, literally. So we'll have this around the table in the behemoth itself. August is his kind of getting back to his old self, which might not be a good thing. The time that you spent with him since he's been in recovery, in particular, he kind of avoids Mila like someone who's super shy. Like he never really makes eye contact with her all that much. He typically bombards Al with medical questions, and he nitpicks nearly everything about Patrick. In fact, before this scene itself, I'm sure August was going over the robot that he refurbished, that light labor bot, and critiquing certain things. But you've asked for his help, so you've set up a meeting, we'll say, around the behemoth itself. And August, as he cleans his glasses, he says, I understand my knowledge base needs to be accessed.
Al just stares at him. Yes, I think so.
All right.
So last night we were approached by a fully converted Borg, who we've had dealings with in the past, namely one of the mercenaries hired by Jasper. She recorded a skirmish we had while trying to escape from the scene, and she has attempted to blackmail us to pay her money, or she's going to release the video to pretty much everyone she meets.
I see.
We're wondering if, as far as I understand, it's recorded somewhere within her body, and we're wondering if this is something that is possible to erase or hack or remove or something without actually killing her. Which would be bad.
August gives a bit of a little smirk and goes, anything is possible if it's technological. I guess the big question is that what would you prefer, to retrieve the information or to destroy it?
Whichever is less damaging to the host, I suppose. He looks around. I have no use for it. Do you guys?
What are we talking about? Why am I sitting here? Are we having a team meeting?
Al quietly gets up to the refrigerator and gets the thing of chocolate milk.
And as you do so, August says, well, the thing is that most Borg cybernetic individuals, they're accessing their data typically requires a direct port, a hardware connection. It's very secure, and it's not something that could be accessed in any sort of wireless route. It's a part of the security system. So the retrieval of the data requires a little bit more, how can I say, hands-on, and it's very difficult to jack into a Borg without them noticing, regardless of them getting their consent. Destruction of the data, on the other hand, doesn't necessarily mean it has to be blown up in, a barbaric way. It just needs to be corrupted. And there's many ways to corrupt information. Obviously, you can corrupt and damage the hardware itself that accesses the information. I'm sure there's some sort of rudimentary hardware down in there in her. But if it were up to me, he says, I'd go with a more magnetic approach.
You mean like a magnet getting too close to a computer disk?
Yes, but far more complicated than that. I understand the comparison, and I guess it's fine for a foundation, I guess. But obviously, cybernetic individuals, this is high-grade military hardware. A little magnet isn't going to really disrupt anything. What you require is a focused pulse, a beam of magnetic energy directed at specifically where it is being stored. Doing so then would more than likely disrupt the information.
3 questions then.
Hmm.
Question number 1. Is it something that you or we have the capability to do or can acquire quickly?
Don't have the tools, but I have the know-how. The tools themselves aren't necessarily too difficult to acquire, although you'd probably have to do some fetch work.
All right, that's not too hard. Question number 2. With such focused magnetic waves, Al kind of stutters, cause any damage to the Borg itself?
Not if you target it in the right area.
And that leads me to my third question. How specific do we need to be?
August shrugs a little bit and says, well, the devil is in the details. If you want to be effective, you want to be as specific as possible. I don't suppose any of you know anything about cybernetics?
I used to own some. I knew maintenance on them, but I didn't know anything about installing them or anything.
Well, I mostly know it on a theoretical approach. From my understanding, the data banks would be somewhere along the neck, around where the nape area would be, but that's a general idea. The more specific, the more you get down to inches or half an inch or a quarter of an inch, the better, right?
Well, I suppose we could always do some fetch work on that as well. Maybe go hit up a cyber shop and say we're perusing cybernetic implants and see the brochure, so to speak.
Yeah, Greencastle doesn't have a cybernetic shop. It did, but we all know what happened to that, he says. Greencastle, I mean, the Red Sun's cyberdoc would be your only lead in regards to that. And I can't help you there. Him and I had a falling out a few weeks ago.
Oh?
Yes. That doesn't really matter all that much.
What happened?
It's not. No. It's personal. Don't worry about it.
Al raises an eyebrow. Very well. Okay. Patrick, what do you think?
And then August gives a snort and he says, "Oh, second opinion. I like to hear this myself."
Oh, I only know, very, as August put it, theoretical, probably even less information than August does about all this.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have, one observation I had previously. When she talked with us, she did tap a part of her head saying it's all there.
True. At first, I suppose I just thought it was... hang on. Losing my train of thought. Figurative. But perhaps she was being more literal.
Perhaps.
Well,
Anyway, that's all. It could really be anything. We might want to get a bit more specific on that.
we can try and talk to the cyber doctor, see what we can drag up from him. What do you think about the plan of corrupting the data?
I would love to know how to get a focus magnet pulse.
And August sighs and goes, "Give me a piece of paper, please. And I'll teach you something, I guess."
Here you go. Mila pulls out some paper that Tom had given her to draw on. And actually, it has like little hearts and like flowers on it that she's already colored, but there's a little bit of space for August to do his thing.
August clears his throat and says in a very meek way, "Oh, thank you."
Welcome!
And then he starts writing down. He goes, "This is what I'll need. A large iron nail, copper wire, at least 3 feet. Any old E-clip or energy source would work. And then small objects that can take a that responds magnetically. Pins, paper clips, that sort of thing. Obviously, I'm assuming you have wire strippers, and I'll need some sort of tape as well. And of course, I'll need a bowl that isn't metallic. Plastic or wood would do just fine.
Okay. So, this device, if you were to make it, how effective would it be? Is this the kind of device we could use to corrupt data in computer drives or other mainframes from a distance?
It depends on what you mean by distance. If you mean within 2 feet, then yes.
Well, it's still better than no feet.
Yes. Now, of course, to have this done to this individual who's blackmailing you, the more specific an area you know, the more targeted I can make the beam, which means the further away you can be. You understand? If it's a small target, I can focus all the energy in one particular direction. If it's a bigger target, then you'll have to get closer for the same efficacy.
I see. Right. Well, I suppose we've got shopping to do.
Mm-hmm.
One of us will have to go talk to the cyberdoc, and one of us will have to go get the ingredients, or we can all go together. We've got time. I believe we've got... GM, it's till the next evening, right?
Yeah, exactly. You got plenty of time.
August, how much time would you need to make this device?
Half an hour. Not even.
All right. Any objections?
Patrick is shaking his head.
Is
Mila's looking at the ceiling.
Al sighs, gets up, and goes and get another glass of chocolate milk.
I think it's a great idea.
August watches you get the chocolate milk and responds thoughtfully in a way. Anywho. All right, so what do you guys want to do? Well, you know what? Obviously, shopping for these materials is not going to be all that difficult to get. They're all you'd have to run around town and grab whatever you don't have. It would take maybe an hour's worth of work and like 20 credits worth of money to do. Getting the supplies isn't that much of a problem. Talking to the cyberdoc, though, might require a little bit of roleplay.
Who wants to do it?
I guess I can.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for this.
So how do we... where can someone lead the way? I don't know where we're going.
Well, you've been to the cyberdoc before in order to outfit Heather with those cybernetic legs, so you know where his makeshift office is. Give me a moment, actually. His name is Dominic Connor. Dominic Connor. And he is a little bit on the older side, probably about 55 or so. He still has quite a bit of hair on his head, but it's all, a silver gray. He has a stubble, almost a constant state of stubble on his beard line, and his breath always smells of coffee. And his teeth are discolored due to the caffeine as well. He is not overly friendly, pretty professional, pretty direct and to the point. So when you ask to see him, he kind of steps out and he says, "Okay, well, I only have a few minutes. Do you need some consultation? I have about 5 minutes to consult on future orders."
Now, we had a question about...
Mm-hmm.
She starts sniffing the air. And then
Oh, for your actually, roll me a D100. Not only do you smell everyone can smell coffee, right? But you also smell a hint of onion underneath that. He had something involving onions recently as well.
What is there? Hang on. She will approach him.
Mm-hmm. How close?
Mila close, so yeah,
Oh,
pretty
boy.
damn close.
All right, so he's going to take a single step back to preserve a little bit of his personal bubble. Goes, is something the matter?
Oh, yeah, it's you! She, like, points at his face. Yeah, you, I can smell your breath. It smells really good!
Thank you. You said you had a question.
Yeah, what did you eat today?
I'm a very busy individual, and I have a lot to worry about. I don't have time for such silly questions as this. If that's all you're going to ask, then I'll have to ask you to leave.
Can you at least answer my question? It smells oniony.
Al's like, Mila,
Yes?
weren't we going to ask him about cybernetic implants?
That'd be a lot more of my purview than whether I had an onion sandwich or not.
It was a sandwich. She claps her hands together. I'm sorry,
Trying
you'll have
so hard
to
not
forgive
to
me. I'm a little slow. She points to her head. Anyway, we was wondering if you could tell us where we could find let's say you're a big not quite a robot but not quite a person, you're like in between but you're mostly a robot, or maybe
a full
not
conversion Borg.
Yeah, one of those, I think. Right she looks to a group. Right are we, is that what it is?
Patrick is nodding.
Okay. Yes, that. Now, if one of them were to take some eye footage, she's pointing at her eye and like thinking, like take pictures, where would they keep it?
Internally in a storage bank.
Where can we find the storage bank?
Why would you want to know?
Because I gotta get some pictures.
I don't follow, he says.
Okay. So, we had a big event the other day. Well, this wasn't the other day. This was a while ago. Where I was a singer. I sang for the Endless Storytellers, and we took a lot of pictures, but the person won't let me get the pictures back. And I want them.
I see. So, if I'm to understand, you want to know where the storage bank is so you can forcibly access it?
No, I just want to know where it is so I can get it. Would it be forcible?
It would have to be, he says.
Well, there's got... What is in their brain? I don't understand.
No, it's not in their brain. That's where a lot of individuals assume it is. But they have a secondary storage bank for any sort of data in the cranial area, yes.
In the So it is in the brain. Okay, can you point to my head? I don't understand. Where would it be? I thought it would be like on like a storage device, like on their arm or something. I didn't think it was like in their head, or like all the way in their head.
Listen, he says, this is taking more than 5 minutes. I'm going to have to charge you for my time.
It's been 2 minutes and 33 seconds.
Al quietly pulls out a cred stick, not saying a word, but make sure it's very visible.
Mm-hmm. I'll call this a consultation. We'll pretend that you're interested in cybernetics and getting it installed, and you want to consult me for my input.
Okay.
It'll be 5,000 credits consultation fee. You understand?
But you'll teach me?
Yes. Although,
Okay.
and he looks over to Patrick and Al. Wouldn't one of your more quiet friends rather get this information, or?
Um.
Never mind, he says. Okay. So, behind your ear, typically on most individuals, they have what is called a data jack. All right. It's where you would plug in to access information onto a computer or other sort of surveillance system. Now, if you were to follow that along your jawline, under the ear, underneath your jawline, off to, you see where my Adam's apple is?
Yeah.
Okay. Off to the left of that, that is where a rerouting program is. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is to be done with that data? Now, the storage unit for audio-visual, for most units, I can't say for all, this is just standard practice because, frankly, there's only so much room inside someone's skull that we have space for. But up by the nasal cavity, the left nasal cavity, right here, and he points to the side of his nose.
You know, picking her nose and following along.
Not in your nose, next to your...
Oh, okay.
So, that is typically where it is stored. Are you satisfied?
I think so. She kind of looks back at the others. Are we satisfied? I mean, I don't think we're going to get those pictures if it's in their, next to their nose. She smiles like I was paying attention.
It gives a thin smile an individual gives when they want someone to leave and or shut up.
I suppose Al would say, no, you're right, Mila. It's unfortunate, but, we couldn't have known if we hadn't asked, and he'll deposit 5,000 credits from the fund.
After you deposit the 5,000 credits, he says, now, who's this friend of yours? Are they in Greencastle?
Oh, you're talking to us.
Yes.
Mila pops up. Nah. They're where are they? I don't even know where they are. They move around a lot. They're a traveling band.
Patrick is actually nodding along with her.
Roll me a D100, Mila. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what?
Mila in the house.
I don't know whether he necessarily believes you or maybe he's inquisitive, of course, right? And you hear him muttering about he wants to make sure you're not messing with one of his patients. But maybe it's because of the previous interaction and he just wants this session to be over with. He doesn't ask any follow-up questions. He just gives a bit of a nod and he goes, well, you paid for a consultation. Is there anything else?
Do you have a brochure for
Can you read?
Yes.
Well, that's rare. I don't make brochures, no.
Do you have a audio? Just to know what you have on sale?
No. We don't have anything on sale. This is not a shop. I work for the Red Suns, or now I work for Greencastle. I deal and I maintain and I upgrade the cybernetic and bionic systems of the security and both security forces and the soldiery. Now, because of your past assistance to Greencastle, Lord Mayor Gyro has opened up my services to you. But right now, if you might recall, our cybernetic systems are few and far between, since that's not the priority of Greencastle's economy right now.
I hope the 5,000 goes a long way.
Well, I'm sure it will, he says.
That's the end of Patrick's conversation.
Okay. All right, well, we can wrap up that scene right there, if that's okay by you.
Sure.
All right, okay. I don't want to end it unless you guys have something else to say, but if that's it, that's all.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay. So I think it's fair to say, with that information, you're able to return to the Behemoth, and you give the supplies to August, and he quickly fashions a simple homemade electromagnet. It is about the size. It looks quite crude, in fact. The nail is pretty much attached atop of the E-clip, and there's, of course, a wire spooled around it, right? And it's like the nail is pointing from the top of the E-clip itself, and there's this small copper, not even a button, right? It's like a depressor. And August instructs that when you want to fire the magnet, for lack of a better word, you press that little copper depressor and you point it towards the direction that you want it to go. He says if it's an area of 5 inches, you have to be like half a foot away. If it's simply an area of 1 inch, you can be up to 5 feet away with it.
Okay.
And he says it should theoretically override the high impact plating of a Borg, although it's best that they don't have any additional armor or helmet on them.
And I suppose we have no way of knowing whether or not it's worked.
No, it just should.
All right.
My calculations, my calculations are fine. Theoretically, it's sound.
Oh, I trust you, August. My concern is my user error.
Well, that should always be factored.
Sorry, am I interrupting?
No, go nuts.
Oh, so I don't know. I was thinking, if this doesn't work, maybe we just let her release it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, no, but like, let's be like, yeah, we fucking did that. You don't mess with us, type of thing. I mean,
we could
own
go
it
that way.
Own the murder.
Yeah. Well, no. Just hear me out.
Yeah, I am.
I mean, like, it's a dog eat dog world out there. Like, we're a ruthless group of individuals. Like, maybe it's not a bad idea to have some people fear us.
Yeah, we're badasses.
Al would be against this idea, but not against the idea of people thinking we're badasses. That's great, but like I was saying before the session started, his only concern, the only reason why he cares about this at all, because he doesn't give a flip what people think of him, except for maybe this group, is that these people of Greencastle have already just gone through a horrible traumatic experience with Jasper. And in their view, some good, decent people stepped up and did something about it. And that can really have an impact on them. If they then find out that those people they thought were good, decent people actually were cold-blooded murdering monsters, that might really hurt them or might have some damage to them.
Okay, what if we do this then? What if we release like a statement of what happened and like paint the picture? So if that does get released, we paint a different picture. Like there's a different perspective on it.
And I think that's a great idea. The only hurdle we would have to cross is how do we get that out? And how do we make it more widespread, or at least as widespread as the Borg? without
how
like
does she
walking down the
plan on getting
streets.
it out?
If I remember correctly, she was just going to show it to everyone she saw.
That's what
Okay.
she said she was gonna do.
Yeah.
So wait, she's in Greencastle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, we could just go to Greencastle and be like, "This is our story. We're the people who fucking saved you. This is our."
I just had this image of Mila tagging along with the Borg, so that every time she tried to show it to someone.
Well, no, I mean we have a day or sort of.
No,
almost
you
a
have like
day.
18 hours.
We have 18 hours ahead of her. Like, we can be like, this person. I don't know. It's just an idea. I'm just saying because
no, it's not a bad idea.
there's flaws with their current plan.
Right, it's not a bad idea, and Al already has kind of a head start on that. He did something like that in the bar. When she said she was going to release it, he basically bought the whole bar around and told them the story. And basically, just like you said, spun it in a light of, it was harsh and we regret it, but who knows what they could have done. You know, we have a friend that can set himself on fire, so we had to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
So he's already kind of started that in hopes that Al was hoping that it would spread, like, you know, like the story would spread. I don't think it was as effective as he was hoping, but yeah, the idea is sound.
Mm-hmm.
How would we go about doing it? Like, just go down the streets and...
Well, yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Keep going.
No. I was just gonna say, don't we have like any kind of radio frequency or like something where? I mean, what can we? I don't know. What's in our power to spread the word? I guess would be my question to.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
Lord and Savior Inferno.
Okay, let's not go nuts. First of all, I mentioned this a little bit earlier on, but you weren't around. That this is not really a high-tech town. There's obviously no phone or telecommunications. It's mostly through radio and word of mouth. And although about 60% of the population has some form of radio, whether it's a personal radio that they use to communicate with each other, or one that's in their vehicles. The only tricky thing about that is that there are multiple frequencies that people operate on. There's a ton of different frequencies regarding the situation, and it's no guarantee that I'll be on and running all the time, right? You could always spam a message and have it on repeat on a certain frequency and tell people to tune in. But if that has to be spread by word of mouth, then obviously just spreading things around word of mouth is the best way to go too. And how do you spread things around word of mouth effectively, right? Well, you find influential people or blabbermouths, and you have them do it for you.
I had a great idea.
Okay.
Criana, you're genius.
Yep.
What if we did something like this?
I am a genius.
Yes. We use our we do it in the storyteller style. We just say, like, we say that evening we put up a show with maybe Mila singing, maybe Al playing guitar, maybe we show them a movie. We just put up a show under the guise, not even the guise, under the idea of, you guys have been through a lot. Let's give you a night off. Let's give you a night of entertainment. Bring your family, bring your friends. It's free. You can watch a movie, you can watch entertainment, and while everyone's there, we give our side.
Well, we would have to preface it that, like, we will tell you the tale of our trials that we went through in order to give you this freedom.
Oh my god,
like,
we could tell it as a play type story.
More like a a bard song, where not necessarily actually like a bard song, but where you tell the tale, you butter it up.
So.
We would just have to figure out how to word the
murder.
Yeah, essentially. Did
You
we actually murder them, or did
we did. We did.
Yeah, you totally did.
Okay, I can remember.
Tom totally set the guy's face on fire, and his hands were still in the air, and his weapon was gone. And I also remember Mila clearly saying, "She's stalling, shoot her."
Oh, that's because not Mila, Nora.
Yeah.
It was yeah. I thought. Oh, okay.
Basically,
so,
Nora said she's stalling shooter, and by that point in time, Al had enough trust by that time that if Nora said it, he kind of just instinctively reacted. So basically, fighting started and it was over really fast. But here's what we could do, even in the style of a bard song. We could phrase it like this. no one's a true hero. There's no such thing as a flawless angel. Even our heroes, even us, even we have flaws. And did we make the right move or not? No one knows. But we were scared, we were tired, and we were in danger. You know, something like that. Something that's sympathetic. Of look,
We were,
look what we
yeah,
just
it
did.
was either us or them type of thing, and we needed to get a job done to save you.
And we can say, because this was at the end, we were exhausted, we were tired, we were scared, and we were alone, and we acted.
Not only that, but it was like, it wasn't their, like, it was their lives on the line, and it was like, we were not the heroes, but it was, what is it? Okay, I'm going to just quote Spock. The need of the many outweigh the need of the few. So if we can somehow work that out without actually, like, you know, ripping off Spock, like...
that same sentiment.
That same sentiment, because, like, there was more at stake. Like, we didn't, you know, we didn't want to protect, like, our lives. We didn't want to protect our what's that word? Our what people think of us.
Our reputation.
Yeah, we didn't want to protect our reputation. We knew what we needed to do for the good of the people, and we did whatever we could, sacrificing our reputation, sacrificing our own morals to get the job done. And we feel that you guys, or that all of you here, should know the truth that we are not heroes.
Yeah.
We are just people sent to do a job.
I like that. It's going to be a little bit tricky depending on how much she has recorded, because this took place after we did the deed. This was when we were trying to escape, which means that it would be difficult to say, we were doing this for you guys. No, but you already did it. So that's why I was trying to think of, we were tired, we were exhausted, and we were scared, and we acted.
I mean, like, there were still... Like, but we still... Did we get all the people out? Like, I'm trying to think of, like, the time frame.
Okay.
Like, the people we saved.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So the refugees around Flint, right?
Yeah, didn't we
They're
still
back,
need to help them?
Pardon me?
Didn't we still need to help them?
Well,
like, we had to... Because they were on the Behemoth still at that point?
No. What happened was that... No, what happened is that... let me help you with the time frame. You go to Flint. You go to Flint. You talk with the other council. They say, hey, we want you to kill Jasper. Al has a crisis of conscience. While we missed that session, you guys went to Greencastle to do some surveying work. That's when you first ran into Elizabeth, who wanted James T. And you ran across those small, scared refugees, right? You put them on the Behemoth, along with August. August eventually got off. You sent them down to Flint. You dropped them off. Then you went into the woods, and you killed Prince Jasper. All right. Okay. Then you got caught by Teo and Adane. They brought you back to the camp of Jasper's entourage. Bullet Tooth did his thing. You guys tried to bullshit him. And on their way to your quote-unquote crashed ATV, that's when a fight broke out.
Didn't I try convincing one of the guys that...
Yeah, that was Teo.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It kind of worked. It almost worked. But...
It almost worked. Yeah, I remember that. That was kind of tragic. As I say, like, absent-mindedly.
But no, I still like your idea. We even play off that. The whole, we got the refugees out of Greencastle. We did all of this stuff, but we're not shining heroes because even we have a harsh side to us. We're not proud of it. We don't enjoy it, but there it is. Something like that.
We had a split second decision to make.
I think, and if we did that, like we told a bard song and maybe we showed them a movie and we made it a night of entertainment, the whole town would come.
We would just have to be prepared if things took a turn for the worse to get the fuck out of there.
It's true. We should have the Behemoth gassed up and ready to go, no doubt. But I was just thinking about this. Even if, let's say, the mercenaries aren't fond of what we told them, I doubt they would start something there with the entire town watching. They might try and hit us on the way back or something, which is like you said, we should have a fast exit strategy. But yeah, I think that would be a really good idea.
Okay, so you want to do this before? Okay, wait. So help me out here. You're going to try to erase or corrupt Razor's memory banks, and you're going to do this?
Um, since I hear this entire option, if we're going towards the festivities and things like that, I don't even want to attempt the
Yeah, I don't think it would
erase.
make sense given
Yeah.
it would just make us look even worse than we already are going to be painting our picture.
That's
Okay.
true.
All right. Okay. So instead, so you're actually going to try to sabotage it a different way using theater.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So then here's my question. So it's about 18 hours before you're going to talk with Razor and let them know whether you're going to pay her off or not, right? You also had a lead about Natalie Ling heading up to Old Bones, right? And she left about 3 days ago. So, uh, what's I just want you guys. Well, not I want you guys, but obviously the priority is to try to get this show, for lack of a better word, on the road before the 18-hour mark, right?
Or even better, have it go on during the 18-hour deadline.
Sure. Okay. So yeah,
Well-
it's gonna be at 5 o'clock at night, right? Okay.
And one last thing, I'm worried about Razor showing up and like sabotaging us while we're trying to give the story because she'll know we're up to like.
Yes, of course she will. If
Yes.
You're just like, hey, everybody, come check this out. And she's like, that's at the same time I'm supposed to meet them.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Well, let's
Like,
think about this.
How are we doing?
How would she be able to sabotage us? Like, and I'm actually asking, like, we got to think of how she would go about doing it, and then counter it.
Well, she could interrupt it and be like, I don't know.
You know, that might not be as effective as you think. If we enthrall the audience and she tries to interrupt it, they're going to get pissed at her.
How much standing does she have in this place?
Not much.
not much.
Yeah,
Not much? Okay.
No. She's doing community service because she was one of the bad guys.
Yeah, she's basically looked as one of the soldiers that are basically a prisoner that King Jasper or Prince Jasper had.
Maybe, if she does show up, then maybe we can turn it around on her. Like, be like, everyone deserves a chance at redemption.
Even
And,
her.
like, even her. You know, that kind of thing.
Oh my god, that would be genius! Like you
Yeah.
in the audience. I remember you. My hammer was in your face. No.
It'd be like, here we are, we were enemies on the battlefield, and now we stand. Why don't we try standing together instead of, constantly fighting, like, really schmaltz it up for the
Oh
audience.
my god, yeah, and like, Green Castle can only go on if we stand together. Oh my god. That would
Yeah.
be brilliant. Because I remember, if I remember correctly, she even said something about the people of the town treated her like crap.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and that would basically, it would be like, look at this person that you guys hate. You shouldn't hate her. Everyone deserves a second chance. We're not perfect either. Yeah,
We have
I
good
love the
standing,
idea.
right? Just making sure I'm remembering this right. We have good standing in the town.
Yes,
Absolutely.
you have amazing standing
Okay,
in the town.
I'm just making sure.
It's okay. It's
No,
okay.
I love this idea. Let's.
Okay,
so-
I think this is a brilliant idea. Then.
I agree.
I think we can really fuck her up.
I completely. We're gonna fuck her up with kindness.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. So now Inferno is frantically thinking. It's okay. It's all right. I got this. Okay, so it sounds like you guys are all on board. All right. So you have 18 hours to make a party.
Oh my gosh!
So, you guys start the planning phase. Come to me if you want details as far as information goes. You know what I mean? About the town, about, gathering places or whatever, right? And let you know that 18 hours is like, I don't know if it's going to be a hard limit, right? But your character is only going to be able to do what your characters can do in an X amount of time, right? So understand that you have a bit of time pressure. I
We
suppose.
could. We might be able to see if we can leverage Gyro to help out in the sense of just send him a message or something saying we're planning on putting this show on for morale in the town. We could say it's in your name. You could even say you're throwing it if you help us promote it.
I think that's a good idea. Oh,
I was just gonna say I don't think Al should be the one that tells him.
yeah. We're gonna need someone to like gather up like all of like the fun stuff we have, like set up an area. Like, because I mean we can't just have people show up and we're like, hey,
Just
It's
welcome
also
to our
winter.
empty field with string to show
It's
the
also-
borders.
It's also winter.
Yeah.
shit. Oh, how many people can we fit in the behemoth?
Oh gosh, not enough, I would think.
Do they have like a town hall, a town center?
Oh, okay. Give me a moment. Let me think. What would Old Greencastle have?
Yeah.
See, because
What if
Lord Mayor Gyro Bead is very, very new, right? It's what really was there when it was Queen Deirdre and Prince Jasper.
Yeah, do they have a ballroom or anything?
Or even a courtyard of the castle.
The castle courtyard would definitely work.
If we were to
It's
put,
currently occupied by the Lord Mayor.
if we were to, if they were willing, and we were to put several campfires around, the bodies and campfires could make it fairly comfortable in there, I would think. Yes, Kitty, I know.
He likes this idea.
Okay.
Your guys' mumming.
Well, so I guess you guys are still trying to figure out the venue. So how about we say for the first hour or the first 45 minutes, you run up, because I'm assuming someone wants to run up a message over to Gyro and ask if you can use the courtyard, right?
Correct.
Who would be doing that?
We
It's
could
not
let.
Al, so it's one of us two.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Tom would be
could
the best,
let,
but he's not here.
Nora do it. Maybe we can get her an extra low cut top. Listen, okay? It's just an idea.
Wait, did you say Nora or Alicia?
Nora.
Oh, okay, that's even funnier. For some reason, I thought you said Alicia. I'm like, why does she want a low cut top?
Well, she is attractive.
I'm sure
It
Kamel
would work.
have,
I
like,
just
a
can't.
dress. And like, I don't. Wait, how many months has it been? How is her hair situation?
It's been like 3 months, so 3 months of hair situation.
Oh, I'm gonna Google how much that is.
Just out of curiosity, I mean, I am writing this like, if Alicia ever wanted to, she could get dressed up and look quite attractive.
Of course.
It's just not really
She's a
her
person.
style.
She's a tomboy.
Right.
But remember when they had the girls' night with Pam and Mila and Alicia? She enjoyed that.
Oh no, what I meant was as far as her physical attractiveness, if she chose to, she would look stunning. Or at least very attractive.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but yeah.
So at this point, Mila would have a pixie cut.
Oh, cute!
Yeah, would that cover up the implants enough, or is that
Yeah, it would just barely.
okay? So, yeah, she would have like a little pixie haircut, like very short bangs.
Cool.
So she could get dolled up with maybe bring Alicia if Alicia wants to join. I mean,
She'll come along with. So is it okay if those two go?
Oh yeah.
Because I'm just going to talk about it. There's no need for a role play because Gyro doesn't come out to see you. He is sent via messenger. When you go to see him, you're simply told that Lord Gyro is very busy. He is not interested in any sort of meeting with you. He wishes you good luck in your future endeavors. And you are not able to get any sort of consent for using that courtyard.
shit.
They want nothing to do with you.
Okay, what does the area around Greencastle look like?
All right. Everything.
Maybe, maybe we can set up around there, like.
Oh, here. Well, here. Let's bring out the old Greencastle map, shall we?
Okay, sounds good.
Oh,
It's
guys,
green.
I just had an idea too. If we could somehow make this to where we use the behemoth or we have people gather around the behemoth, but basically the show is put around the behemoth. When we're done, we can just get in the behemoth and ride away.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about getting
just made a
ambushed on the way back.
Stupid idea.
So this is the castle. This is the courtyard you were talking about, but that's out. Gyro has no interest in assisting you or dealing with you currently. So, of course, across the way in the bridges, this is all snow-covered farmland at this point. This area beyond the walls, it actually extends quite a bit of ways, and there's a forest line. But it's occupied by homes, although about 40% of them are empty, are vacant due to the casualties and people leaving. And then this, of course, is the main town proper. This is where Elizabeth's place used to be. But as far as open fields go, directly across the bridge is obviously the easiest way to go. The only tricky thing is that it is snow. And just a second, let me do Celsius into Fahrenheit. Just to Fahrenheit, so it would be... it'd be 5 degrees Fahrenheit. It was that today. And it probably will be that tomorrow.
Ouch.
Now, of course, there are some establishments. There's not a lot. There's obviously the bar that you've been to before, the famous Angel. That's probably the biggest as far as square footage goes, but that's also known as the Red Suns, or the military bar, for lack of a better word. There's a couple smaller drinking and dancing halls, but they are scattered around Greencastle. One's here. It's only about 500 feet square. Then there's another one here as well.
Well, guys, what if we were to choose a farmland that is wide open, that we don't have to worry about it spreading or anything, and then maybe make a ring of bonfires kind of like leading up to the behemoth, under the idea that everyone gathers in that area and the outside bonfires keep everything toasty?
You know, I just realized something. Tom is a burster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He could probably melt all the snow in the area and keep things pretty warm, for lack of a better word.
How long could he do that for?
You guys keep discussing while I look up that rule.
Okay. We're gonna have to
Hey guys.
check with the farmers. Yes.
So if you do get the land to be used, if you want walls, we can make an igloo. Not only can we make an igloo, we can make a really pretty castle-like igloo.
Oh my god, we can with the orb!
Oh, sweet! Yeah, we can do that.
The orb can make giant ice at a whim, as well as we do have mechanical things that can help us lift, carry, and move any of these things to place them.
We can
Wow.
make a winter wonderland.
You kind of could.
Screw you, Razor.
She's gonna smash everything. No, I don't know. Maybe she will.
She could goddamn try. It's freaking 60 mega damage per.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We start. Well, first of all, we have to ask whoever owns the farmland if they're okay with that. Maybe bribe them with thing.
Okay.
Then we should have Tom make flyers, artistic, visual things, come to our winter wonderland to learn the tale of the people that freed you or whatever, and partake in festivities. And then I'm planning a party. Inferno.
I know, this is great.
Out of curiosity,
I'm super excited.
how loud is the Behemoth's PA system?
I think it's pretty loud.
Could we boom a message across half the town?
Give me. Okay, give me a moment here. I'm looking up so much stuff.
Yeah, that's why I'm planning. That's why I'm still planning.
Kriana,
Okay,
just
and then
think,
we
just
can
think,
leave-
like from the sky, people just hear, "Come
Okay,
to
you know what?
our."
I'm just gonna call it. It can go up to, I don't know the decibel scale. I think it can go up to 40 decibels. Is that pretty loud?
40
Decibels.
decibels. I don't think that's.
Oh, just a
too
second.
incredibly loud.
Decibel scale. Just a second.
Okay, so I think so. It doesn't look like we're trying to be weird and sabotage the guy, like the guy who owns Screen Castle now, the mayor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We should just leave a final message that says, "Look, this is what we're doing. If you would like to join us, or if you have any issues, we'll say it's in your name. Blah 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 blah. If you don't want that, like blah 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 blah. Official, just so he can't be like, what are you doing? Like,